Welcome to the I Want to Be Happy podcast. I would love to introduce you to our host, Vikki and Nate of the Mindset Team, who will guide you on the path to discovering your emotional intelligence and celebrate your accomplishments. Please grab yourself a warm beverage, get comfy, and join the conversation. Now, to your host, Vikki and Nate.
Hi, I'm Vikki.
And I'm Nate.
Hi, Nate.
Hi, Vikki. We run the Mindset Team.
Yes, we do.
So Vikki has been the CEO and owner of the Mindset Team since she invented in 1988 when people started coming to her for help. She was so good at it that her friends came and their friends came, and it just has been something she got better and better at ever since. And here we are.
And then 15 years ago, you came along and you were so excited about the work.
It's the best thing I'd ever seen.
Yep. That you decided to go to work with me.
And so here we are. We have been running the Mindset Team since about 2007 and having a really good time of it ever since.
Yep. And we are married.
And we have a podcast. This is our first one that people are going to listen to. Take number, 200 and plus and who knows how many, but here we are.
But at least we're doing it. And it's so much fun. I'm so excited.
Yes, me too. So the format of this show is that we're going to meet every other week. So these are going to come out new episodes every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday. Ooh.
And we're going to have guests most of the time.
Okay.
And Vikki, why did you want to have guests?
Because I want to learn and I want to celebrate people's accomplishments. And I want to learn more about people. People are so fun. And I just love learning about them. And I love the fact that I get to share in their accomplishments. Whether that accomplishment is riding a bicycle 500 miles, which I got to tell you, I would never do. Or if that accomplishment is getting up out of bed every morning. So yes, to say that I'm excited about this podcast, that's an understatement. If I could hop up and dance around, you'd be seeing me dance around.
It's funny you talk about learning like you don't know all about people. You've been working with people now for 30 plus years. You've heard every story under the sun, and you have helped people through so many things over the years that you've saved lives. You've helped people have pregnancies. You've helped people get into great relationships by taking care of themselves first and get out of bad relationships that they've outgrown or were never good in the first place. You have helped people, you've helped people get ready to die, as that's a real thing that happens. So life transitions are a big thing. You've helped people move across country and get ready for new jobs and ask for raises and have kids.
Yes.
Kids are a huge transition.
They are.
And so we will get to learn from all of these people's experiences, all the things that they've done in their own words.
We will. But number one, I couldn't have done it without you. And with all your technical intelligence, and I wouldn't be sitting here and doing this podcast if it hadn't been for you. Because I don't know the first thing about a microphone. And you have put it all together. You made it all possible. Just like you made possible my whole team. We have a team all over the world.
I handle the technical stuff. You do all of the training and all of the hands-on everything. But that's a really good point.
We make a good team.
We do make a pretty decent team, I think. And I wouldn't do anything but this with you.
And I want to thank you for not only your compliments, but for being part of it.
I want to talk about your team for a moment.
Okay.
Because that's something to be proud of too.
It is.
Which is that, so all of our people that work with us have all gone through the entire process, and they walk the walk, they talk the talk, and they live the life of somebody who is fully dedicated to examining their own lives. So it's not just academic. It's not just book learning about here's some problem you probably have. It is, I had a version of that problem, but I worked through it so I can easily recognize it in you.
Exactly right.
That's the expertise you're bringing to this podcast, is your insight, your life experience through our guests, so that everyday listeners can realize that they're probably doing a lot more right than they think.
I'm sure they're doing a lot more right than they think.
But until somebody has a unique point of view to point out what the accomplishments really are, so many people are busy struggling, trying to make more money, buy a bigger house, get another car, have another relationship, or whatever else it is they think they're supposed to do. So all these things are very distracting from, celebrating victories, because you've got to have food, you've got to eat. People are generally happier in relationships, or at least working on themselves in between times. And in learning to celebrate those times of in-betweenness or of growth or of working on it, the journey of working on it is worthy of celebration.
It truly is. And I'm glad that we're doing this podcast so we can do that. We can celebrate other people and their accomplishments and just the fact that they're here on this planet. You don't know how excited I am to talk to people and how excited I am to have them talk to me and share in that conversation. Having a conversation with someone is so exciting.
These people have agreed to open up and just speak frankly with us, which is something that they have learned through working with you. They are now comfortable with the facts that they've struggled. They've gone through some big challenges, some little challenges, things that seemed like big challenges but turned out not to be, and come out on the other side stronger and unscathed and ready to use their challenges to help the world.
You know what's great about these people?
What, Vikki?
Is that they're everyday people. They're people like you and me and our listeners. They're people that are struggling on one day to put food on the table, and yet the next day they're asking for a raise.
Now, that being said, if we should have an astronaut listener that wants to join the conversation, you're certainly welcome to. However, we don't yet have any astronaut clients, so there we have it.
But it's all of them. It's the woman who, at age 70, biked 500 miles. But it's also the entrepreneur that built his own company into a multi-million-dollar company.
Or the small business owner that we'll have coming up in a bit, the small business owner in England who figured out how to make her own Notions shop a success and has been doing that for a number of years. And
that's right.
Closer with her family than she's ever been before.
Exactly. And that's what's exciting.
The core, simple stuff of building meaningful relationships. And we're gonna end up walking through a lot of those lessons that other people have learned. So hopefully our listeners will be able to walk away with a little bit more education in their own lives. They'll learn from these other people's stories how to apply some of these same kinds of things to their own lives.
But you know what else? I think that the other reason we wanted to do this, and one of the big reasons I wanted to do this, was to give somebody advice and to give them advice that they hadn't thought of before.
Because the fact is you're really good at it.
And
finding a larger audience to do this is, I think it was our natural next step. It's something that you do, you're good at, people benefit from it. And how many times have people come to you and they say, what do they say, Vikki?
Which time?
That's the best advice I've ever heard. I didn't think of it that way.
That's what they say. I've never thought of that. And yet they try it and they succeed. And that's what this is going to be about. And I am excited about it. I love it. And talking to you about advice and about other people. And I'm so glad we're doing this together.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here, Nate.
You're very welcome.
I want to thank our listeners too.
Yeah.
Because I think that we're going to get a lot of ideas and a lot of what they want to hear. Because really, this podcast is about them. And it's not only to hear the everyday accomplishments, but it's about our listener and what they can bring to the table.
And I'm excited to have listeners.
I've
got to say, we have a number of things that we do on small groups and direct one-on-one. This is the first time we've had a chance to have an audience. So thank you to our audience. Thank you for listening. If you're our first listener or our 1,000th, I have no idea. Sky's the limit down the road. But thank you for taking the time to listen to this. And we would love to hear your input and hear your story. And in fact, we're going to set it up where you can text Vikki is something we talked about through either texting or WhatsApp. We're in the United States. So the area code is 720-289-1550. And you can text through on that. And if you're international, please use WhatsApp. It allows for free international texting. And I see you nodding there. I was nervous about putting a mobile number out there for this.
I know, but I'm so excited to hear from people all over the world.
Okay, so please ask your questions. This is like an advice column, except in modern format, a call-in radio show. And we will set up numbers down the road for you to leave voicemails for us to answer on the air. We will set up to have clients. We can even do calling in, should we want to use that format. This is going to be really interactive.
It is.
We would love to have this about you. And if you've got life stories and things that you've done, or if you have things that you haven't yet accomplished but want to, you want to know how to do A, B, or C, Vikki's got some great points of view on it. Not the technical nitty-gritty of if you're really looking to engineer something on your CAD program and need to know left mouse versus
I don't have a clue. Don't ask me about computers. That's your specialty.
Okay, so we won't ask about computers. But if you want to say, what is my relationship with this project? How can I go about this? That's where her insight comes in. How can I make this better? How can I approach it better? So there's a lot of those kinds of things too.
Those I can answer.
And she does.
So thank you, Nate.
every episode is going to feature a Make Your Magic segment where we will oftentimes ask guests what their advice is based on their life stories of how to make things better in a simple and practical, applicable way today. But you have one for us right now about making magic that listeners can do at this very moment.
I do, and I'm excited about it. Because one of the things that we need to do as people is we need to pamper ourselves and do something nice for ourselves.
People are pretty rough on themselves. They're their own worst judges, their own worst critics,
They
most of
are.
the times will do everything for everybody else first and haven't learned to take care of themselves.
That's correct. And so today, I want everybody to go out and do something for yourself.
What kind of things can
Buy
people do for
yourself
themselves?
that special cup of coffee. Go out and buy yourself a flower. Buy yourself your favorite chocolate.
Just something little, just a
Or
couple of dollars
go
worth.
for a walk in the park, just you, and listen to the
Now
birds.
you want to go for a walk anyway, and you just haven't done it in a while. You're always happier. Go for the walk. A lot of us know these things, but we
Right.
just don't actually
No.
do them.
We don't, because time gets away from us.
And taking care of other people gets in the way.
That's right.
And we have been conditioned in this culture to always take care of everybody else all the time.
That's right.
Be selfless. Help somebody else. You're better off if you do. Give somebody else your one coat, even if that leaves you without a coat. That's something you're supposed to do.
That's right. But really, you need to take care of yourself first so that you can then take care of others better.
The stronger you are, the more able you are to help others.
That's right. So go out and do that one little thing today, whether it's taking a walk in the sunshine or sit in the park and watch the birds, watch the kids play.
The more joy you have in your life, the more joy you actually have to share with somebody else.
You do, and it's so much more fun because if you spread the joy and you're joyful and you're happy, then you spread it.
And think about how many parents end up doing everything for their kids. The kids are going to walk exactly in your footsteps. They will do what you do, not what you say. And if you run yourself ragged, taking care of people,
So will they.
so will they. And if you instead learn to take that 5 minutes for yourself and just close your eyes, put your face up to the sun for a couple of minutes, you'll feel wonderful. You will take that vibe into the house. You will share that with your kids. You will share that with your coworkers, and that'll follow you all day, knowing that you've got that chocolate bar in your bag, that you've got that to look forward to because you bought it for yourself, and that's the thing you want, or that you're going to go to the gym. Because people love going. I mean, I know everybody fights with trying to go. Nobody loves trying to go, but sure does feel good when you're there.
It does.
Do the thing and you feel good afterward.
Yep.
You know what?
But
Do the thing that's good for you. You know what it is already.
do the thing that's going to make you smile.
And just one. It doesn't. We're not talking about commit to going
No.
next 365
No.
days or eating a chocolate bar an hour for the next 10.
No, just do one that makes you smile that day. That's all. Just put a smile on your face for that day.
Because that will infect others.
It will.
And that'll carry on to everything else you do.
It'll
that's-
be so much fun.
That's a Make Your Magic segment. So we've got things like that, and
Yes,
it'll
we
be
do.
Vikki's words, and it'll be guests' words, and that's that. So
I think this podcast is going to be a blast.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
I think it's going to be fun, and I think we're going to laugh a lot during it.
Yeah.
So I'm
So-
excited. I can hardly wait to the next one.
All right. Thank you very much. That was easier than it could have been.
After 260 some takes,
I don't even know.
it was easy.
It was great. You know what?
It was.
It's worth it.
It was so much
I
fun.
hope.
So
When we get our
hopefully-
third listener, we'll know that we're on the right track.
That's 3 people more than we had before.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So for everybody, all of our first listeners, know that we have put in 100 hours into this. Who knows how
guess-
much money into equipment
I
and
guess.
time and consultation and all the rest of these things so that you could hear this.
So you can hear us sitting here and laugh.
Oh, man. Okay. And anybody else just could call you on the phone and that was free.
Yep.
But here we are, put all this work into that. I hope this pans out. I hope that you enjoy this as much as we do. I can't wait to get going to learn how to edit. Okay. So there we go.
I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. Have a great and wonderful, magical day.
Oh, get
Are we done?
it. We're done.
Thank you for listening to the I Want to Be Happy podcast. We can't wait for the next time. But until then, please feel free to reach out to Vikki and Nate to keep the conversation going. Remember to visit our website at themindsetteam.com to sign up for our newsletter. Have a magical day.